After being thrown into Arkham Asylum, Bruce was pushed into a line of people. The people all moved out of the way, and the guard kicked him forward, sending Bruce to the floor.
After being kicked to the floor, I got back up and kicked the guy in front of me, sending him into another one of the guards. A guard rushed towards me and I jump kicked him in the face, somehow breaking my handcuffs in the process. I took off into a sprint, jumping through a window, and I contacted Alfred so that he could send my suit. A metal box came crashing next to it, and inside was my bat suit. I put on the mask and continued to put my pants on.
I didn't expect to see Batman with no shirt on. I stared at the screen of the tiny TV for a while, until he finally put his armored top on. I was still in a daze when Harley walked in. "Mr. J, I heard that the B-Man was in Arkham," she exclaimed in her annoying voice. "Should I deal with him?" she asked excitedly, but the thought of Batman dying seemed to make my whole body freeze. "No, not yet," I say simply. "I need a plan to get close to the Batman."
After the Batman was out of the Joker's sight, the Joker thought of a plan.
I came up with a plan that's definitely going to get me close to Batman. I will get Harley to spread the rumor that I was dying and that I was going to go out with a bang, so that he would come stop me. It was foolproof. I just needed to convince Harley that I was dying.
Time skip!
After convincing her that I was dying, she left and told me she would be back later. I looked at the tiny TV that was next to me, and I could see my darling Batman.
Batman continued to look for Two-Face's hideout, but he overheard some of the Joker's men say that the Joker was dying, and was planning to blow up the hospitals.
As I knocked out the last two of Two-Face's men, I felt as if someone was watching me. I walked around to see if anyone was there, but no one was there. So I scanned the area and found nothing. I shrugged off the feeling that someone was watching me, and got back to trying to find Two-Face's hideout. "Damn it!" I whispered. I was so close to finding Two-Face's hideout, but I heard some people saying that the Joker was going to blow up the hospitals because he was dying or something. Joker deserves to die for what he did to the city, but I couldn't let him blow up the hospitals. I sighed and scanned the area after finding the Joker's location. I was a bit confused because his hideout was in plain sight, but I shrugged it off and started to sprint towards where the Joker's hideout was. I jumped through the window of Joker's hideout, and I had to admit that he did look like he was dying. I walked closer to him, wondering why Harley wasn't there. Someone jumped on my back, and some cloth was pressed against my mouth. I tried to get the cloth off my face, but someone was holding it in place. My vision started to fade, and I fell to the ground, and then everything went black.
I laughed insanely. My plan was working. Some of my men said they'd seen my darling Batman.
While Batman was blacked out, Joker tied his arms and legs together and sat him on the chair. Then he removed both of their clothes.
I removed mine and Batsy's clothes, but I left his mask on. I stood in the corner of the small room. I was in there so when he woke up he wouldn't see me. And as soon as he wakes up, he won't be able to move because he is drugged.
I could hear footsteps close to me, but I couldn't open my eyes. When I finally opened my eyes, I seen no one in the room. My body was cold, and I noticed that I only had a mask on. I tried to stand, but my body wouldn't move. I looked in the shadows to see the outline of a person. The person walked closer.
"Hello, Batsy!"
the person said in the seductive voice. I instantly knew who it was. "You weren't even sick," I said strongly, but he just looked at me. Then I realized he was also naked. I stared at him wide-eyed as he strutted over and sat on my knee. I wanted to push him off, but I couldn't because I was unable to move, and my arms and legs were tied up. He leaned forward and kissed me.
Hello, YouTubers, it's me, the Joker, and I just wanted to let you know that if you subscribe, I will do more of this. I'm outie.